Um, it's Neon. It's Wednesday. Happy Halloween. Did we just do that? Thanksgiving's coming. You ready? Uh, it's November 1st. Black Friday's coming. Are you ready for that too? It's the holiday season. I think we've officially kicked it off after yesterday. So Halloween Havoc Night 2 happened. And that was fun. I know they call it a week two. I said night two because it's all the same thing to me. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed what I saw with Halloween Havoc. But before we get there, let's go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and do that for me, please. And we'll get into Raw because there was some things that we could cover, man. Like out the gate, yo, shouts to the Creeds. Shouts to the Creed brothers. Like I said last week with the on the SmackDown recap, Cedric Alexander in the Dragon Lee match was something that looked like it was going to be a glimpse into the future of WWE and like the way they produce the matches. Really highlighted the in the mid card part of my hair. I'm just really sick of shit being everywhere. I don't feel like doing too much Tarzan in today. So let's get into it, man. All right, so Raw from October 30th. Sami Zayn, mm, Stand in Rebellion to the Judgment Day. All right, so Judgment Day is running Raw right now. I'm not mad at it. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of him. But Sami Zayn was another one last week with the Drew McIntyre thing with his match. They both had a really solid match, so it can make sense why he's still going. It's all character development. I'm solid with him. I'm just really not like it's something for him to do. It still is going to take a little bit more, and I mean it's not going to take like I said, it's this much. Like Sami Zayn's already there with me, and he's already there with the crowd. I'm just a little bit more of a critic when it comes to him, and he's been around for so long. So it's like we want to believe in him, but we just go and wait it out. And I'm he whatever. So segment was cool. We get in the rest of it. Dom and Ricochet, they had a solid match. I remember that it looked like a real test to see if Dom was really there. Now I'm not gonna say that he's not there. I'm gonna say that he's definitely a mainstay, but now Dom even sees like what it means to actually keep up. Like when they're putting on the show of being a little fatigued by a certain point in the match. Dom looked genuinely winded, and I could be bugging, but I know what I be looking. I've been watching this a while now, so Dom looked extra tired. Shouts to him. We love him. Like man, outside of that, yo, Dirty Dominic Mysterio is legitimately right now top five Heat Magnus in the company, probably number one. So to see where he was at before all the way up to now, man, it's literally night and day, and I'm just glad to see it on him. So we got that Alpha Academy, Creed brothers. All right, Alpha Academy. That's another one that didn't make. Oh, I guess maybe that's the mid. What? I don't even know why they don't bold in them things, because that match should have been put in bold. I've been putting up Raw and NXT stuff, trying to not necessarily merge the brands, but at least begin to trigger that idea of, you know, old Raw after Mania's past when it was such an exciting time because we knew what was going on at NXT. And then when we hear the NXT superstars music, and I wasn't even watching back then, like in the 2015s, the WWE Network era, the 1.0 era. I wasn't really watching, but I knew they was doing something special down there. So when I see the Creed brothers get in there in an open challenge against the Alpha Academy, it's new, it's fresh, and it was athletic, and that was what everybody wanted to see. I had no pony in the race. I'd have been fine with any one of those teams winning, but the Creed brothers winning really speaks to sincere opportunity. And man, that when you watch these guys from so long and going through so many weeks of like maybe dry stuff, it's like no, none of it is really dry because you never know when that next moment is gonna happen. So you can officially welcome the Creed brothers to the dance, but they ain't to the races yet. But the Creed brothers is definitely on the radar. Like people are going to be waiting for them, and let's just continue to, moderately build how things are transitioning from the main roster to, well, from NXT to the main roster and everything else in between. Shouts to the level ups, by the way. I would have watched this morning and went in the night two tonight, but I really wanted to figure out what was going on, and I'll figure out what's going on with the level ups. But shouts to every one of them. Still, all right, Miz on Miz TV. If there was any kind of indicator that we're in a new era of WWE right now, it's the Miz actually getting the trigger pulled on a babyface turn. Miz on a babyface run in 2023 after everything over this time, man, it reminds me of this new era that we're in where all of the stories are getting told with a deeper psychology now. So it's like, man, Miz might really be able to get himself more over with the crowd again because it things are meaning something, and so like there's segments happening all the way over there to where it's like affecting what's going on in the ring in real time, whether it be a talk show or whatever else. Miz was on fire. I didn't even know Miz could talk like a baby face like that. And he was losing his mind. And it was like, yeah, that line wasn't too heel-esque. My man Miz was out there killing it. I've been shouting out Miz for the longest amount of time. So him getting in there with Gunther, man. First of all, shouts to the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. But, I mean, we all know he's going to win against Miz. But, man, this is a spot for Miz, in my opinion. I think Miz is really going to be able to get in there and show out. And him as a babyface now, man, we only got to, whenever they fight for the ice, is that going to happen at Crown Jewel? Crown Jewel might be a long show. I hope they don't. I would like for them to build Miz for another week or two maybe and then make the title something, but we'll see. DIY is back after all of these years. They wanted to believe in him so bad. The NXT thing, I think back to it in the Cruiserweight Classic. It was my first match that I seen with those two, like those guys, and then I kind of just let them go off on their own journeys. And now finally it's culminated with these guys back on the same team. I mean, I'd heard so much about them during the 1.0 era, and now that, we're really going to get, what in the world? I don't know what that is. Nothing. Anyway, now that we're going to get to see what these guys offer, I'm saying now the tag division is officially on notice. I'm saying it, and then we'll see what happens next week. All right, so who did they take on? Imperium. That makes sense. That's fine. And they had a damn good match. But I'm way more interested in Candice LeRae taking on Xia Li. Xia said she was going to win. She saw Becky talking last week and didn't make a move on it. Becky ended up losing the championship the very next night. So Xia looked at the right space and went for that one. So now she's in the talk. We don't know what's going on, but the line is moving forward. So there goes that one. Good on Xia. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Boo freaking Who promo. I mean, it's all right. You know what I mean? But, I mean, Seth is the champion, so he could talk like that. And then he went on to beat JD McDonough. So it's like, all right, a lot of momentum. They're really getting some of this stuff that was getting forgotten about over. Like, you can't boo freaking Who COVID. And we won't. We ain't even going at Seth. It's how it's written. We know how it goes. So, you can't sit here and discount the fact that we all went through a worldwide pandemic where things was just not happening the same way no more. Drew helped carry the company through that time, and for it to make sense during the time, to make sense now and make it mean something, man, like now we're gonna have a much better like there's no stale space like we always worried about Drew whenever things was gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen at Crown Jewel with Drew, obviously, right? But I'm pulling for Seth because that's the guy. We all know that. But I definitely want to see Drew get something out of the deal. But the titles is so locked down right now. So the only thing we can speak to when it comes to Drew is, leveling something up. Like, I don't know what's missing, but I ain't saying you ain't going for Roman, but you know what I mean? Like, you can't go for Roman right now. You can't go for Gunther right now. You going for Seth? I mean, it's a different Seth now. So if Drew wins, what's what that mean for the championship? If Drew loses, I think it's better for Drew because beyond storyline, I think it's just gonna be a strong character that's still gonna be like somebody to legitimately watch out for. Like Drew McIntyre is still formidable in defeat. Like, and then we're dealing with a deeper psychology in these matches, so the stories are gonna be told differently. And I don't think Drew's gonna walk out. I don't, because Drew could always win. I don't think anybody's gonna walk out weak. But look, I'm sitting here talking like my phone don't overheat every video. It feels a little cool right now, so I'm gonna keep cool. We're gonna keep it moving. Happy Halloween. Trick or Street fight. This is every year annual staple. It's always somewhat fun and comical. I didn't get it this year. So it's like, this is the first time in a long time I haven't seen a Trick or Street fight. At least I don't think so. I'm gonna say thank goodness. And if we're still on Hulu next year, which, you never know, get that shit back on my screen. It's for the holiday season. It's fun. So Chelsea Green picked up the victory. Um, Women's Tag Team Champion. Is getting there. Is She has a certain raw movement in the ring that speaks to what maybe I'm looking for in those cat fights, or in the cat fight part of the women's division. But we're gonna see how things continue. Like I'm starting to feel the slight rumblings, and the women's tag titles are back roaming around again, so that's a good thing. You see how these guys have literally taken what the WWE network, the universe has been saying with the titles being cursed, and now all of a sudden we got the unholy union about to run for them, and we're gonna get to that, but we'll get there. So shouts to Natty, but of course, shouts to Two Paws, and shouts to Chelsea for picking up the victory. Now with that, Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, DQ. This is what feels like the games and the rest of creative. Um, it feels like their first real money in the bank, so it's like their first real cash in. So they're taking care of it. I don't know when it's gonna happen. It's already been implied a number of times. Crown Jewel is a very big show. I don't really say nothing too much. Dame could walk out of there as new champion Saturday at 1 on Peacock. You know what I mean? So it's like you flying back to the States as champ. That's going to change things. But he still got the tag titles. So it's like, are we really going that route? Like, we don't really need too many titles handed around. Like, but everybody's going to have something. Damian Priest going leader mode. Cody is pushing that narrative now. Like, who's the real leader in Judgment Day? Oh man, I'm not about to get into that because that's just dissension. But we'll see what happens with him and Cody on Saturday. So there goes that. Um, and all of the craziness that took place, with Cody the politician backslash WWE superstar on screen personality, hilarious. Good stuff from what I got to see. I enjoyed it. Raw, I wouldn't say it sped by. I'd say Raw was it was solid. It wasn't anything super crazy, but it was more than enough things that covered the holiday element and from what I got to see and what I didn't get to see. And then the stories, they've all moved forward. Every character got a little bit of development. There's no superstar of the night, but I do got a favorite. So we'll cover that. I got a new wish she did with us now, but we'll get there. Um, oh yeah, I could imagine. Um, what are we looking at? We got the Creed brothers, Angel Garza and Berto Carrillo. Table ladder skids taking on the Creeds opening the show, man. All right. Umberto and Angel being cousins from before. I remember them on 205. Oh my goodness. I remember them on 205 Live, and I thought that, pardon me, Cat is doing too much. Listen, go. Thank you. Quicker than that. Thank you. See? Always stuck dadding, man. God bless attempted parenthood, right? So, um, You talk about parenthood. I feel like these guys. I've heard him be referenced to his kids for so long, like just growing up along my path and watching the show and the product and stuff like that. So, to pardon me, I'm really not a fan of doing all this. To watch my young, to watch these young come along now and get to the points that they get to. It's humbling because I see that, like I said, there are dry spots, there are dry episodes, even episodes where there's nothing to do for TV time. And then you get these opportunities that take place, and it's really like, man, I'm just, I'm shocked, but not necessarily shocked. I'm not surprised. Like, I'm impressed, but I'm not surprised. Like, I knew they'd go out there. I know they'd impress, but I'm not surprised that they would go out there and do that. We were just waiting for them to get their moment. They got that moment on Raw, and then they got the larger amount of momentum on NXT. Now Garza and Carrillo being cousins got the scratches, the tattoos not matching now. From 205, when Carrillo was fresh, when Garza was fresh, figuring out their gimmicks, switching gimmicks, everything else brand new. Ultimately, I'm looking at a tag team division. I'm looking at divisions really solidifying themselves, and every superstar looking as if they're like, again, just like with Drew, very formidable. So it's good, man. The right men won, and Carrillo and Garza are on the road. So there goes that. Tiffany Stratton attacked Fallon Henley! Exclamation. Oh goodness. Um, Fallon's doing fine. Tiff is doing fine. Women's championship is with Lyra, so it's something to do. We'll see how things go. I see the dynamic, but I didn't get to see it on my Hulu. So we'll see how things go. But I know that they solid in ring. So we'll just have to wait till we get there. Next thing we got Nathan Frazier and Dom. Good stuff. Nate, same story, except Nate's a little smaller and faster. And then you got Judgment Day with Dom. Mommy helped him out. Dom still did it himself. That was big. And I mean, ultimately, it was good stuff. Excellent work. And like that's really what I got for it. It was crazy. It was a story like it was. Nathan Frazier didn't really do the best at Halloweenhavoc last year, and then he lost this time around, but it was shenanigans. I don't even remember last year's result with him. We'd have to go back, and that's not happening this time around. Shouts to Nate though, and I mean he's still on the climb. It's a new time, it's a new era, so I have a lot of faith in everybody. I never disliked Nate Frazier, so I think that he's gonna be a very solid name. I like his Falcon Arrow, his little variation of it. It speaks to how he learned and who he learned from. So with that, come on, we done already spoke to Dom and all the fire. Then Wesley came back. About time Wes is back. I've been waiting for him. I've been thinking about it for about 2 weeks now. Like, what the hell is going on with Wes and how we gonna have Halloweenhavoc and I have Wes around? Like, what's going on? Shouts to Nash. And yeah, he came in and he jumped in. So now the North American Championship looks like it's gonna get saved. NXT is looking like it might get saved. At least that part of the division. Whatever. We'll see what happens. But West versus Dom, it's about to be a crazy one. Braun Breaker defeated Mr. Stone. I'm not even gonna get into that. It was something for everyone to do, and I mean it's good on Braun, something for him to eat, and I mean Mr. Stone. I don't know what's going. Oh, because Vaughn got injured, so now it's like I'm seeing it. I'm liking it, and and good on Braun because he's the new badass of WWE right now. There's no question. Ain't too many cats badder than him right now. He done channeled his Steiner gene, and there's nothing else to talk about. He killing anything moving now, and we just waiting for it. We waiting for what's gonna happen next after that. So there goes that. Now, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, JC Jane, Thea Hill. The Women's Tag Team Championships are fine. Unholy Union switching with Shotzi and Scarlett, fine. Shotzi and Scarlett are they a women's tag team now? I mean, because Scarlett can still run with Carrion whenever they get ready to pull that trigger on him again, which I know they will. Um, they could go and be a tag team. Maybe we know Scarlett could go in the ring here or there, So I don't know, but if it happens, I'm not opposed to it. Shotzi with the green hair again. I popped big for that personally because it's been a little while. Like now she's like Spikehead Shotzi, so it's like okay, fine. I'm not calling her Pinhead because that's I don't like. I like the spikes. I deal with them. She looks different. It's a different type of character, and I've been watching Shotzi since Tough Enough. She was actually the very first. So yeah, I'm liking what I see. Not really crazy about it, but then like I said, all of the switching the host and the unholy union, being able to just have something to do on TV, cool. End of the day, I know Caden and Katana's training, so whenever the unholy union got to get well make their realm right, that's when Katana and Caden is going to show them exactly what type of like multiverse they really live in, and we'll get there. But I definitely am liking all of it concerning the women's tag division right now. Ladies are getting TV time. I'm really liking what I'm seeing, man. And it speaks to how long Piper and Chelsea are going to be able to, like maintain the championship. So we'll see what happens when we get there, but we're not rushing anything. Just get me to the next women's segment so I can see who might be next and what else is going on. Shouts to Jade. Just saying, we said it's allowed. We know what's going on. So shouts to Jade. Um, Now we got Chelsea, not Chelsea Green, pardon me. Now we have the Stia Hill and JC Jane dynamic. I want to chase you version of Toxic Attraction JC Jane. Duke Hudson needs to talk Professor Chase into learning how to bend the rules. No, I don't like bending them, but at least we didn't break them. It can even lend to forms of the commentary. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. That's what I'm getting. I don't really like the. I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but let's say I would like more from the dynamic between JC and Thea because it's starting to feel shoehorned, and I think there's a lot more we can do with like the girls' side of the Chase University fan base or student union. Lola Vice, Kalani Jordan. I didn't get to see the tournament. I'm a little mad I didn't get to see most of the tournament. I'm not gonna hold you. The right person won. You see what I'm saying? Good sporting. It's okay. Kalani Jordan is with us now. She's with us. We gonna take her on. We gonna bring her on board. Don't worry. Now we impartial. She part of the impartial gang. So come on. She with us now. No worries. That was hard to watch. For me, it was hard to watch. I was pulling for her the whole time. It was Herman Jakara. Congratulations. She got all the way there at the end. I didn't even get to see most of the builds with the. You know what I mean? I'm mad about that, but it's okay. She lost. I'm mad about that, but it's okay. Let's see how things continue to build and develop, and I'm just looking forward to the continued just growth. Now, championship match: Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes. Those boys was going ham the whole time. Whole match, magnate feet, bro. What I'm looking at is a retransition into what the NXT Championship and NXT 1.0 was all about. I'm seeing, look, we could try this 2.0 business. We could try the 2.5 even with the younger crowd champions and all of that, and the Carmelos. And shouts to Mello. No questions on that. Whole resume. He's gonna be down the line with it. It's like obvious. I've already called out most of these names. Trick is right up there. Lyra is right up there, after what we was shown, and yeah, she's already been able to prove thus far. Ilya Dragunov is the NXT champion that everyone has been waiting for. The NXT UK champion that people have wanted to see bring that strong style of the UK all the way to the States and highlight it regularly. That's what we've been seeing. And in that match, now the bar is officially set. If your name ain't Carmelo Hayes, your name ain't Braun Breaker, you need to be really, if you want to be champion, you might need to step your game and low levels all the way up. Like Baron Corbin, because he came through and finished up the whole show. I mean, Trick came out. The theme song is great. Somebody needs to go ahead and get that extended version of his theme song on YouTube or somewhere, one of the platforms, please, because it's a nice, it's fun. The crowd loves it. It's for the crowd, and I enjoy. Booker T has the best ad libs on it. No one's saying nothing else different. So yeah, now Trick came out, looked a little serious. We know what was going to happen. Who attacked Trick and Club? What was last week? Who did it? So now it's starting to look like Corbin. Is Corbin going to own up to it? Because he was back there beating up that guy. Like, he just stopping people's championship runs or stopping their opportunities. It's main roster esque. I'm not a fan of doing this, but you see, I always hold the Trick up the sleeve. You do remember that even though he wasn't a fan of Constable Corbin and GM Corbin or whatever the fuck else type of Corbin he been throughout the years, this is the good Corbin. And even beyond that, though we were not a fan, we all know he did beat the Universal Champion. One of the last ones to do it, like pinning him outside of Woods, who beat him by DQ, but that's still a victory. That's what the way they try to say it, right? It's the narrative they want to spin. Hold up. Do remember, he is responsible for the dumbest shit we've ever seen on our 3-year now Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. Yeah, don't forget that dog food segment. No one's happy about that shit. But at the same time, Baron Corbin's the one that did that. So now he's going after NXT champion. And it ain't like NXT and the main roster is, like, it's not like they too separate now. The titles mean something. If Corbin is about to go for Dragunov, what didn't he fight him already? I don't even know. But if they about to have one, yo, Godspeed. That's 30 minutes. I'm done here, man. This was a cool little show. This is too long. Not too long. I'm just playing around. Did you subscribe yet? You see it's getting dark outside. I'm ready to go to take a nap or start my night, or I don't even know what's going on. My hair is a goddamn mess. I'm just trying not to look too crazy for y'all. I already asked you to subscribe, right? So are you gonna do that?